I find guilt to be one of the greatest impediments to spiritual awakening. Why am I saying this? It's because usually when you have guilt, you come from a place of lack of self-worth. What I mean by that is, when you try to do something that will make you feel better about yourself, right? It can happen, or it can oftentimes happen, that little sneaky voice of the ego will tell you, how dare you think about yourself? How dare you do this when there are people in need in the world and you don't do anything to help them? And that is something that I understood during my spiritual awakening, is that, well, first of all, that little voice is always wrong, but I talked about that in previous videos. You know, the ego is always there to make you feel bad about yourself. And when it does that, just let it speak and pay no attention and give no importance to it. When you try to be a better person, oftentimes you will feel guilty that you're trying to be a better person, but you're not trying to help others. And in order to circumvent that, you have to keep in mind that the people who love you, who genuinely love you and are genuinely and honestly happy for you, when you treat yourself, they are genuinely happy for you. When you think about yourself first and you try to be a better human, then you become not only a better human for yourself, but you become a better human for others. It's a little bit like when you're on a plane, right? And the flight attendant tells you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then on your children. Because if you put your oxygen mask on your children first and you can't breathe anymore, then you will be no help for your kids. Whereas if you put the oxygen mask on yourself and you think about yourself first, then you can be there for the people you love and you can put the oxygen mask on your kids and quite possibly save their lives. So usually when you think about becoming the better version of yourself, usually the little voice inside you will try anything it can to tell you that you will never amount to anything. Why do you even bother? You will never succeed. And when that little voice of the ego speaks, it will try to bring you down any way it can. And guilt is a big tool that the little voice will use to bring you down. Every single time you enjoy something, like for instance, within the realm of common sense, of course, but when you enjoy something, it can happen, you know, that you feel guilty about it. For instance, you buy yourself a beautiful cake, beautiful and delicious cake. And so you cut yourself a slice, you make yourself some tea or coffee, and for just the next 10 minutes, you're gonna have a relationship with your cake and your tea or coffee, right? But then, as you are eating the cake and enjoying every single bite, which you should, the little voice within your head will say, well, there goes your waistline. Oh, you're gonna have to burn that on the treadmill at the gym. Don't you think you're already big enough? Like, do you really want to stuff your face with cake again? See, that is exactly what that little voice will do to you. And again, within reason, if you stay in the realm of self-love, that is, you give your body what it needs to be sustained, but you don't overdo it. Because again, you love your body. So you don't want to eat too much. You don't want to drink too much. You know, you always have to stay within the happy medium, if you will. So when you try to live a beautiful, healthy life stemming from self-love. Because when you fully embrace self-love, you will not try to destroy your body by, doing drugs or doing anything that is unhealthy. So if you stay within this realm and you decide that, okay, today I'm gonna treat myself to a nice piece of cake and delicious coffee, you should enjoy it fully. You should enjoy every gulp of the coffee and every bite of the cake. And don't let that guilt destroy the moment for you. And also, when the moment is over that you drank your coffee and you ate your cake, don't let ego use guilt to tell you, see what you put in your body? Now you're gonna, again, like I said before, have to burn it at the gym, or you're gonna feel bad about yourself or whatever. That is completely unproductive. It doesn't serve any purpose other than make you feel bad about yourself. And when you feel bad about yourself, you forget self-love. You forget self-unconditional love. And that is what guilt will do. And so when you consider guilt and try to get rid of guilt altogether, you try to remove guilt from your life, it doesn't mean that you should do anything that will in turn create a disadvantage to others. Some people will say, well, then if I don't feel guilt, I'm gonna treat others pretty badly, but I don't care because I don't feel guilt. No, that doesn't come from self-love. So in order to get rid of guilt, you should always remember that self-love comes first. And if you remember, and you should always remember that we are one, you will not hurt others and do things that will harm them, saying that it's okay, I don't feel guilty about hurting them, because in that case, you're hurting yourself. Why? Because since we are all one, when you hurt others, you also hurt yourself. Oftentimes, it's unconscious. You don't realize that you hurt yourself. But if you are spiritually awakened, meaning that you remember that we are all one, that we are all all of us, we are a drop of source. And again, we come from love, source, the higher self, God, if you want to call it that. We are love, and we all go back to love when we leave this body. When you remember that and you know for a fact that is the truth, then you will not hurt others, because you realize that by doing that, you will hurt yourself. So in order to get rid of guilt, you also have to remember self-love and unconditional love for yourself and others. And if you stick to that, then every single time you do something, you do it fully and you enjoy it fully without an ounce of guilt. And in order to achieve anything in life in the best possible way, you will find that if you remove guilt, you will also remove self-doubt. Actually, I might do a video on self-doubt later. But if you remove guilt and self-doubt from any action that you take, keeping in mind that we are all one and that we are unconditional love and we are loved and loved, and that we should never do anything to others that we wouldn't do to ourselves. We should never do anything that would hurt or hinder our fellow humans. Then you will find that achieving things is made a little bit easier. It's easier to achieve things when you remove doubt, self-doubt, and guilt. Because again, self-doubt and guilt, especially guilt, let's stay focused on this, the theme of this video. Guilt is, when you really think about it, guilt, as long as you're doing things out of love, guilt is completely useless, It doesn't give you anything. Guilt doesn't make you understand anything. Guilt doesn't make you feel better about anything. If anything, it puts a wrench in the works of your own hard work and it doesn't serve any purpose than to self-sabotage. So as much as I said again, and I will repeat it, as much as you keep in mind that we are all one, that we are all love, that we are all unconditional love, that we should have unconditional love for ourselves and others because we are them, they are us, then remove guilt from everything that you do. And you will see that it's a little easier to go about your business and achieve great things when you remove that guilt that is always brought to your own attention by that pesky little sneaky voice of the ego.